Hello, everybody.
Man.
Hey.
Okay.
Absolutely love that.
That last part catches me off guard.
Yeah,
It really
the
does.
little jump scare there at the end
Yeah.
of that. That's pretty awesome.
Sandy, you are phenomenal with that. I
Well,
love
you
it.
know,
When we did it. That was the problem. We didn't.
ignorance is bliss
Nah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so.
How is everybody tonight?
Oh,
Yeah.
nah. We're present and accounted for. Present and accounted for.
It's 420 Joe.
It's
Close my
for-
door.
Uh-oh.
I swear my kid's behind me and trying to scare me.
I don't think so,
So in the
Tim.
new room, my door's over there. And so because my back's to the door, it's fair game over here. My kids, you guys, if y'all remember in the first season, I would be talking and stuff, and then I'd be like, because they'd be right over there off to the side. So now they're to my back, and they've come in before, and I'm like,
And so they would just stand at the doorway like this.
just staring like fools, like, oh my gosh, like for real ring stuff. You know what I mean?
That's
Where's
so
my
crazy.
cup that I gave you?
It's like, are you going to give me the hug or what?
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Anita said, run behind the chainsaw. Hey, Gabby. Hi, Anita. Anita, I'm so glad you remembered we were on tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
She said
us.
that we went on hiatus for so long, she forgets that we're back on the show.
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
Hey, so somebody tag somebody for us? Cristina de los Santos.
Hi, Christina. Thank you for tagging Nicole.
Who's that? Do you know them?
No?
Okay.
All
Wait
right.
a minute. I think I know her. She's a friend of
Who's
the
Nicole
producer,
Liao?
I think. I don't know, but that looks like a new viewer. That's what that looks like to me. So I guess I better get my hair all good.
Well, I was telling y'all, mine looks really good in the mirror, but on here it's like, ugh.
For real though, it does look good.
Choose your next words carefully.
Yes. You have given me access to click people out of here.
Right. Oh, snap.
Oh, see, look at him.
What's he doing?
There we go.
No.
There we go.
There's
All
something.
is good in the world. I guess.
Might want to look at that screen again there, buddy. There you go.
Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. I hope you all have had a great Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see that comment? Oh my goodness, Sandy, you
What?
need to enter that
The Hispanic
comment.
newspaper is having a show on the 28th or 29th, and you have to register. Anyway, they're having a chancla throwing contest.
Oh, Sandy!
That is
sign up.
awesome.
Oh my gosh!
I need a good chancla, a Birkenstock. Nope.
The Hispanic newspaper. What's this? I forgot what it's called.
Let's see.
Oh, Christina is Priscilla's friend, and
She also invited Shelby.
oh
Thank
my
you,
goodness!
Priscilla.
Wow, look
Bring
at
her on.
this.
We'll tell you what's
Breaking
happening
on.
tonight.
We love that.
Priscilla, is that what you wanted to remind me of when you said you came, but you wanted to tell me something?
I think that was what it was
That's
too.
probably what it was. Right? That's pretty awesome. Hi, Chon. Chon is in here. I think he does not want me to throw a chancla.
I don't think so.
Based
I
on
don't
this
think so.
comment.
Based on that
Love you, baby.
comment. I think if you
Close the
wanted
door
to, you
all the
can make it a little bit bigger.
Right.
Living space.
Right, exactly.
So Sandy, how was your day today?
My day was good. I know something. Oh my gosh, you guys.
What?
I
Is it about?
I have something to tell y'all, but you'll have to watch my show Saturday. That's what I'm.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I'm going to share it. And I'm like, I'm not sharing it on T-Suds.
I know what it is about already, so that helps me out.
They
But
have
still,
to. That you have to watch on Saturday. But anyway, today's my niece's birthday. Zeta, happy
birthday,
birthday!
happy birthday!
And so we just got back from dinner, and I felt like something else happened. I'm sure I'll remember when y'all are.
where'd you
telling
get dinner
me.
at? The county line? I missed the
We
county line,
went to
guys.
Caboose. Actually, how funny is
Shout
that?
out!
So we walk in, and Henry's like, Henry's Joe's brother-in-law, and he's like, man, it still smells the same. And I'm like, yeah, like it did 20 years ago. And he's like, well, I don't know about all that.
I miss Henry. I always told myself if I was ever going to open a business, which I'd planned to start a restaurant a long time ago, I was like, man, I'm going to hire Henry no matter what and put him there. But now I don't know. No, just playing.
Right.
Man, he works hardcore though. That dude's hardcore, man. Working out in the oil field, he's hardcore.
Oh, is that what he does? He works.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is an actual roughneck.
When he's not furloughed.
Yeah.
So real quick, what's cool on that, guys? I'm actually talking with someone who knows a little bit about the oil fields and petroleum and different things like that. And I'm trying to get him to come onto the show because it was funny. He and I were having a little heated discussion on Facebook one day.
A spirited discussion.
Sorry, thank you. I appreciate that, Joe. Yes, a spirited discussion. And then
What is
I
it?
received a package today, and I was saving it for this show.
Oh.
for our show?
Yes.
I want to know what's in the box.
Me
Now
too.
we want to
Do
know
you
what's
see that? Can you see who it's from?
Joe, I'm as blind as can.
Save it for the show. The one and only Gabby. Ooh.
Oh.
He came by my house. It was so funny. She was,
Andy
trying to send me a
Gabby is
picture.
going to be upset about that.
I hadn't even thought about
Hold
it.
on, I'm going to put you in large so we can see it.
No, you're not.
Why?
No, you're not.
Gosh.
It's paper. Oh, my gosh.
Very cool. Very
I don't
cool.
even know what to say.
Oh my.
Uh-oh. It's.
Oh, I know what it is. No, I don't.
You do? I was like, how do you know what it is? Oh,
Yeah, is it what I think it is?
Oh, it's a cup.
it's a tumbler.
Ready?
Yeah.
Read it.
Bloodstains are red, ultraviolet lights are blue. I watch enough murder shows, they'll never find you. Thank you guys so much.
I think she meant to save that for your show.
No, she said tonight. We talked.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
That's fine. Still funny. I like it. So you're going to start drinking out of that one and your other cup.
Yeah, she's going to save that one. No. That one's going to be for her show.
This will be like a whole mimosa thing in here.
For real, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sandy's about to get down on Saturday morning, guys. Y'all, listen, if y'all need a reason to drink on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, come watch Sandy Talk Sheet.
Yeah.
That's all
And
I can
this
say.
weekend is going to be a reason to drink. Okay. Y'all got 2 minutes to tell me about y'all.
I can't share mine. I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I know what yours.
Yeah.
I know about his.
Okay, yeah.
He had a
Alright,
pretty good day.
I had a pretty good day. I'll put it that way.
Well, I feel left out.
Did I not?
Oh.
I'll call you tomorrow. I'll tell you afterwards.
Well, I'm going to be busy tomorrow.
It doesn't matter. I'll still call you and you'll answer. I'll still tell you.
So, 30 seconds. Today, I had a photo shoot at LCU, and they had me park in this parking lot, and then I had to walk all the way across, halfway across campus, and I'm wearing my camera bag, holding my light, all the way across campus, and then I had to walk all the way back because I had a meeting, and I was like, oh my goodness, I did probably 2,000 more steps than I normally do during the week.
Really?
So
Did
yeah,
you
so
charge extra for those steps?
yeah, I know. So I get home, and I'm like, oh, I missed the Apple event. So I'm gonna turn on the Apple event. They're gonna announce a new iPhone.
Classic stand, right?
Yeah, I was excited. iPhone 12, and we're watching it. And we put it on the TV. I'm there watching it, and then all of a sudden, and the producer's yelling at me. She's like, "Are you watching this?" Yeah, I'm watching it. I can hear you snoring. So I have no idea how good the phones are. So I have to go back and watch it again. I just barely woke up right before the show, y'all. I'm like, my eyes were like...
He came on. I'm like, Joe, do you have a cold?
For real,
He's like,
though,
no, I
right?
just woke up.
I just woke up. So I was like, everything was buzzing. I was getting text messages,
Right.
Discords, and I'm
He
like,
said
what?
everything was buzzing.
Yeah, it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. Y'all need to know if I ain't returning calls, I'm asleep. I'm asleep.
Was
Yeah,
that
well, you
Joker?
weren't returning any of the messages, so yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Yeah. But
At
yeah,
a automobile mileage.
that's it.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I need. Oh, that's what I'm gonna call it too.
What?
The pata charge.
Listen, if any, all of y'all out there, if you can find the Hispanic newspaper that Priscilla was talking about, will you link it in there for us so that Sandy can find it and we can get her signed up?
It's Latino. I think it's Latino Lubbock. I think that's what it is.
Okay, well,
I
if
think
anyone
so.
can find it because we're doing a show, we can't go out on the internet like freely like we want to.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
be really helpful, okay?
Right. Yeah, we can't do that.
You guys are tuning into the internet to come watch us, which we really appreciate. And so because of that,
Hey, Jamie,
yeah,
who do we have on the show?
I'm so glad you asked, Joe. I remember we told you we wanted to definitely tug on some hearts this month just to help everyone out, to be a little bit more sensitive and things. And we have a wonderful, 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 wonderful woman who's coming on the show tonight. She is a friend of the show's. Her daughter happens to be on another show that I produce called the Strange Connection Show.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she does this.
She does, yeah. And but she alerted me last week to the fact that October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. And I've always heard of Down syndrome, but I don't really know what it is or what it means or anything else outside. I'll be honest with you all, outside of what I've seen from Special Olympics, and
Right.
you know, a couple of kids that used to be in my school who had it. I don't know very much else. So I thought if she could come on the show tonight, help us understand what that is, and really just give us a view into her life raising a child with special needs. And guys, you got to see her Facebook page. We'll let her tell about it, but her son does some of the greatest dance moves every morning on his way to school. But we'll get into that more later. So without further ado, I would love to welcome. We're gonna have two guests at the beginning. We're gonna welcome. We call her Momager, but her name has eluded me off at the last
Dolores.
minute. So
Dolores.
thank you guys. I apologize, but help me welcome the Dolores
Momager.
Elmer, the Momager, and her son Jayden. Emler. That's what I said.
Hey.
Wow, what a crappy intro.
Momager, I
Jayden.
apologize so much.
It's like he builds you all the way up and then he can't even remember your name.
I know.
I'm so sorry about that. It was
You have to get rid of the overlay there. Mr.
working on
Pineapples.
that too. There we go.
Golly.
Too
Golly.
many- Hi, Jayden.
Hey.
How are you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I told you what I needed doing. I told you Allah.
Oh, he told Ella. He's ready to go to bed. He's going to go
Oh,
tell Ella.
Oh.
okay. Well, we don't want to keep you too long. Do you want to answer a couple of questions for us real quick?
Yeah.
Sure. Why don't you tell me, what is your favorite part of the day?
What do you like to do?
Huh.
What do you like to do?
A wolf.
Watch movies?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, I told you I mom and I told you I know a movie.
You told her it was a movie that you like?
Yeah.
Okay. What, do you have a favorite food? Tell us what's something that's your favorite thing to eat.
What do you like to eat?
And it can be sweets too, just to let you know.
He doesn't like sweets very much.
Okay.
What?
What do you like to eat?
That
What's
blue
your
tongue tends to differ.
Powerade. It's
Oh.
Powerade.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat? What do you like to eat? Popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
He
told
got
you
it.
mom and I said popcorn.
Do you like pizza?
Yeah.
Do you like spaghetti? Yeah. Watch his face light up. Do you like beans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you mom and I said that fish. I don't say. My mommy say. And say.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I told you, mommy say, beans, I get it, I pizza.
Beans and spaghetti.
Spaghetti and pizza.
Yes, I
I love
love it.
All
I love
together?
it too.
Hmm.
Well, Jayden, we don't want to keep you up too late. We want to let you get your rest, buddy, okay?
Say good night.
Good night,
Good
Jayden.
night, Jayden.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Jade, remember, I'm the funny one. Okay? Just remember.
That's Joe Baker.
Yeah. Shut it down.
Ah.
All right, good night. Good night.
Wait,
You can go to bed. Okay.
But
Oh wait, we
Good
forgot
night,
to ask. Does
everybody.
Jayden like pineapples on his pizza?
Jayden,
Apple
he
pizza.
doesn't like
You're
pineapples.
shitty.
Yes.
He doesn't
Thank
like
you.
pineapples.
Yes.
Thank you, Jayden.
Yeah.
You know
You're one
what?
of the cool people.
Shitty.
That's okay. It's okay. We'll accept you on that one.
Okay. Good night. Love you. Whoa.
Anita says, "Hi, Dolores. I've known her since junior high and high school."
Hi, Anita. Yes, we did go to school together. We way back when. Well, no,
Man,
like
it's a
just
small
about 5 years
world.
ago, right? Anita,
Yeah,
5
like
years ago.
five or 6 years
5
ago.
or 6.
Yeah, see, that's what I tell people too.
yeah.
I was like, oh, I just
Thanks,
barely
Jeff.
graduated. I had my oldest when I was 15. I was a teenage dad.
Right.
So.
We learned that last night.
To see, like, oh, that
What
was
is
the
daughter?
question where she was coming from. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
got
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Momager, thank you for coming on tonight. I really
Well,
appreciate
thanks for
you coming
having
in.
me.
I appreciate you coming on to talk about a subject that I feel at times can be taboo, because I'll admit,
Mhm.
like I was saying before you got on, I don't really know a lot about Down syndrome, to be honest. I feel like sometimes our society has topics that we kind of don't want to talk about, or, keep it on the table. Like for years, it's always been mental health, right? Mental health, people didn't talk about it. It was a taboo. It had bad stigma with it. And so
Mhm.
I don't know that Down syndrome had that, but I can definitely say for me,
Good.
it did seem like an odd subject to talk about at any time.
Right.
And so thank you for coming on and help us understand it a little bit better.
Now, if I understand it correctly, on the scientific side, it's an extra chromosome, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody has 23 sets of chromosomes. You get 23 from the mom, 23 from the dad. I talk with my hands. Sorry, I'm like not my daughter. Now you know where
Now we
Gabby gets
know.
it
We
from.
have no
Yeah,
idea what
You
you're
know where
talking about.
Gabby gets it from. So everybody has 23.
Okay.
A child with Down syndrome has 3 of the 21st chromosome.
Oh, okay.
3
and-
of the 21st chromosome.
Yes. So hence the name trisomy 21, which is what Jayden has. Jayden is trisomy 21. And the majority of Down syndrome, of children with Down syndrome, have trisomy 21. So, and that's basically what it is. It's just an extra chromosome. They've
Right.
got,
And we don't know why an extra
Thanks, Terry.
chromosome happens.
No, there's really not a reason for it. I know that we used to hear that, if the parents were older,
Right.
there's more of a chance of you having a child with Down syndrome. But there's really not a reason for it. When I had Jayden, I was 40.
Mm.
My husband was 47. So, it could have been that. I really don't know. It's not like I was going to say it doesn't run in the family. It doesn't it's not hereditary, but like if you have one child with Down syndrome, it's possible to have another one.
Okay.
But it's just I was one of the lucky ones.
Right.
Perfect.
How old is Jayden, Momager?
Jayden is 13.
13. Okay.
And he
So
is
he's
all
1 year
teenager.
older than my daughter. My eldest is 12.
Oh, okay.
12. So
Yeah, and
okay.
he's all teenager.
Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
So is Down syndrome something that like the doctors could tell you before you have a baby?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
So there is testing that you can do.
Mhm.
I had an amniocentesis when I had Gabby, before I had Gabby, because there was some issues going on with that pregnancy. And so since I had an amnio with Gabby, they suggested that I have one with Jayden. Well, I don't know why, but I had a feeling that we were going to have a baby with Down syndrome. I don't know why. And we even talked to Gabby about it and, kind of prepared her for it. So at 4 months, I went in to have an amniocentesis. And that's when they told us that we were going to have, that our baby had Down syndrome. Go ahead, Sandy.
What
I know what's coming.
Was so when I was pregnant with Alex, I went in and I cannot remember the window, but there is a certain window when they can draw your blood and tell you at that point if you are going to have not amniocentesis, it's just a blood test. And they can tell you at that point if some of the levels are high to where they present to where that you could possibly have Down syndrome. So with my results, they let my blood get too hot or warm, whatever the term is. And so they were not able to tell me. So they did offer me an amniocentesis. And they said, or if you want to go ahead and terminate your pregnancy, then you can. And I was just like, I was taken back. I was just like, here's the deal. Like that test doesn't matter to me. Like the fact that we're not able to find out, that's okay. And so when they offered that amniocentesis twice to 2 visits. And then, the second visit was they offered to terminate. And I'm like, no,
Right.
whether he's healthy or Down syndrome, I'm not going to terminate just because we don't know. And on a chance that it's a possibility, that he could come. And I was like, I just was really kind of upset by the, I guess, them offering that to me,
Yes.
that's just,
Well, let me tell you, when we did this, we were in El Paso. The doctor that I had seen that did the amnio, he wasn't my regular doctor. I had to go to a different doctor. When we went in, we had to get the results. He took us into his office, but it was like a little closet. I kid you not. It was a tiny little closet. The only thing that fit in there was a desk going long ways, a chair right in front of it, and then we had to sit next to the desk because that's all the space that was in there.
Oh my goodness.
He went in there, he sat down, and he said, "Your child has Down syndrome. We can go ahead and terminate now."
What?
I was like,
so cold.
I said, "What?"
What?
I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "That's not even an option.
Right.
I don't care." And he says, "Well, I'll leave you here to discuss it." And he walked out. And then he came back like, "Okay, so are we going to do this?" And I'm like, "Seriously, old man?" I mean, I was so mad. I was
Like, I will punch
furious.
you.
That even overrode the shock of, because like I said, I was kind of mentally prepared. I don't know why. Something just in me, I had a gut feeling. And so when he told me that Jayden was going to have Down syndrome, I don't know. It didn't really, it didn't bother me. Of course, it's the shock, the initial shock. But for him to say that, I mean, my blood just boiled. And I'm a crier. I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm happy. And the tears just started. And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And he says, "Well, I'll let y'all discuss this." Like Joe was going to talk me into, getting rid of the baby or whatever.
Joe is her husband's name, not me.
Joe is my husband.
By the way.
But, yeah, it was
Thanks for clarifying.
crazy. It was crazy.
Was that here in Lubbock?
No.
Okay.
That was in El Paso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're about to put somebody on blast.
Oh, I know. And
13
sadly,
years later, but yes.
honestly, I can't even remember this old man's name. He was a Mexican doctor, and it was in El Paso, but I don't know if he was Mexican. He was Hispanic. But he made me bad, so he was some Mexican doctor.
Right, exactly.
CPJ says, so the doc was not the winner of the Bedside Manner Award that year.
No, he was not. And let me tell you, my doctor was so upset. And he had the most amazing bedside manner. He talked to Gabby, and that's what really, really just, Joe and I just were just beside ourselves, because we went in there and it was March. So it was Gabby's birthday, and we were excited because we were going to find out if we were having a boy or a girl and everything. And we found all of this out, and he took us all into the examining room and stuff. And he sat down with Gabby. He pulled up his stool to Gabby, and he held her hands, and he talked to her like if they had been friends for a long time. And he cried with her. And he told her, he asked her, he said, "Do you have any questions? Is there anything that I can help, tell you to help you, understand what's going on?" But
We need to put
he was
him on blast.
amazing. That was
Yeah,
Dr.
there you
Rosen.
go. There you
That
go.
was Dr. Rosen in El Paso. But,
Nice. Yes.
Okay.
no, but, yeah,
Is he
but
still in practice? Do you still keep up, or you know what I mean? Is
I
there-
don't know if he still is because we haven't been back in forever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Was Jayden
but
born in El Paso?
he was. He was born in
Okay.
El Paso, and we moved back to Lubbock when he was 11 months old.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, can you give us some of the challenges that you may have had at the beginning? So we'll kind of like keep it kind of linear. You know, some of the things that we as quote unquote normal parents didn't have that you had to kind of do. Does that make sense?
No, I'm
Parents.
just yes.
Parents without
Can you rephrase that question?
So you were diagnosed, or rather, Jayden was diagnosed with having Down syndrome. You changed doctors from that one in El Paso to a different one that was a lot more sensitive to everything. It sounds like, right?
Well,
No.
my actual doctor
No.
wasn't the one that did the testing.
Right.
Right.
We
no,
had to
I
go to-
understood that.
Yes,
You went to a different doctor.
for the
Is that the
testing.
doctor that? Okay, was he the doctor or she the doctor that delivered Jayden?
No, Dr. Rosen delivered Jayden.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how did the pregnancy go?
Actually, it went really well. I didn't have any problems or anything. Jayden was 3 weeks early. We had been preparing and stuff, and because we knew that it was possible he was going to come early. So we went in. Well, I was at home, and all of a sudden, Jayden was super active. So all of a sudden, I didn't feel him moving. Called the doctor's office during the day. It was on a Monday. Joe's a truck driver, and he was going to go out that night. I didn't feel anything, so I called the doctor, and they said, lay on your left side, drink some cold Kool-Aid, this and that. They did the whole thing. I know, but that's supposed to make the baby move. The sugar, the cold and the sugar.
Okay.
That's what they said. And so I didn't feel him move very much. I did feel him a little bit, but not very much. So I went in. They said, you know what? Come in before the doctor's office closes. So I went in at 4, went to the doctor, and they said, you know what? Dr. Rosen doesn't want to take any chances because he's going out of town. He said, we're going to go ahead and do this now. So I had him at 7:30 that evening.
Wow.
So, but that was the only time. That was the only time that I had any kind of issues with my pregnancy. I was huge. We thought Jayden was going to be a 9-pound baby because I gained so much weight. I'm not even kidding, y'all. I couldn't wear shoes. The only shoes I could wear were Crocs, and they were tight.
Oh.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not
So
even kidding.
your beautiful daughter said that there was another complication that during the labor. So she says, fun fact, when mom had Jayden C-section and she got elbowed in the face.
What?
So, and she knows that for a fact because she was in the room with us.
Oh.
Did she elbow you?
No, the assistant physician, since it wasn't time for me to have Jayden yet, they needed to push him down.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the assistant got up on the table, and when he went to push Jayden down, he went boop, and I went, oh. The anesthesiologist said, well, I guess you don't need me here. So, yeah.
That's funny. I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
Gabby
just
was Gabby was in the room with us when I had Jayden. She wasn't supposed to be because technically you were supposed to be 12, but
How
Dr.
old was
Rosen, she was 10,
She was 10. Okay.
and Dr. Rosen said, "I'll take care of this," and he worked things out to where Gabby was right there with me.
That's awesome.
All of us were in there, so.
So
What an
Carrie
experience.
said, oh my word, I thought maybe Jayden came out dancing. And we'll get back to that later. We'll get to that. There's a reason for that. All right. So kind of like Joe said, taking us on a linear passage here. So what do you feel like was one of the big, one of the first or large hurdles that you remember or challenges, however way you want to word it, when you realized now you have your baby out here in the world, and
Yeah.
what was it?
Living in El Paso, it's just different over there. Having a child with Down syndrome, people expected me to shelter him. Oh, this my baby, he's not like everybody else, so I'm gonna keep him home, and I'm gonna, just no, I didn't do that.
Mhm.
Jayden is just, I treat him just like I did when Gabby was little. He gets grounded, he did everything. The only thing is that his developmental skills were slower.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
took him longer to sit up. It took him longer to eat. He was in the hospital for 21 days because he couldn't figure out how to eat. So he had a
Right.
GI tube. When he was born with a small hole in his heart, but that closed up within a few days.
Okay.
On its own.
Yes, on its own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we were lucky for that. And the only reason they kept him in there was because, like I said, he wasn't eating. He didn't know how to suck.
But Momager, that's pretty common for Down syndrome babies,
Yes,
right?
yes, because they
Okay.
have low muscle tone.
Right.
The children with Down syndrome have low muscle tone, so it takes them longer to do a lot of things. Like I said,
Mhm.
any kind of like movement, sitting up, crawling, rolling over, it took him longer than it took, a typical child.
Right.
Mhm.
So we were introduced to ECI, which is an early childhood intervention.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they helped us so much. They had physical therapists that came out, speech therapists that came out, a nutritionist that came out, and they came to the house and they helped me so much because, I mean, of course, if I didn't have them, I would have been lost not lost, but because I would get worried because,
Mm.
well, he's not doing this or he's not doing that. And so,
Yeah, you couldn't
know,
just
like it's
Google it as much as easily back then. Is that
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
exactly.
And even if you do, even today, like even parents of today, it's like, yeah, we joke around that they don't make handbooks for this, but it's not all children fall into the same handbook and
Exactly.
all does the
Yeah.
same thing, and
And
so
even your
that
Down syndrome. Yeah, even your children with Down syndrome, they don't have all the same, issues.
Mhm.
We've been very blessed. Jayden hasn't had any major medical issues. The only surgery the little
man,
boy has had is he went in to have his tonsils removed, and they had to take his adenoids because they were so big. That's what was pushing his tonsils forward.
Oh wow.
But that's it.
really,
Yeah, but that's it. About 50% of kids that are born with Down syndrome have heart issues. They have gastrointestinal issues. That's a very common thing.
Mm.
And we were blessed. We haven't had to deal. So there's a lot of that stuff that I don't know about because we didn't have to deal with it. We haven't had any problems. Thank goodness that he's been a very, very healthy little boy.
amen,
He's
amen.
got hypothyroid, but that's another common thing.
Mhm.
Thyroid issues and stuff, but I have that. So, I mean,
Right.
It's
but
manageable
that's,
because you know what to you're
yeah,
going through it, but you kind of know how to help him out.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And so, I mean,
all right. So, he had his little hole in
mhm,
his heart that closed up.
mhm.
Didn't eat or it
About
took
21
longer for him
days.
to eat. 21
Mhm.
days. He had to put a GI tract in there, or did I say that right? GI
Tube,
tract or
a
Tube.
tube.
tube? Sorry,
Uh-huh.
GI tube in there to feed him, and then so you finally get him out of the hospital, right? He gets to come home. The ECI you said kind of helped out with that.
Uh-huh. Let me
Okay.
tell you something real quick, though. I just remembered, and I bet Gabby forgot too. This little boy extubated himself. Yes.
He was like,
He had,
What?
I don't like this.
yeah, he pulled it out on his
Oh my
own. Yeah.
gosh.
I want to say it was 2 weeks that he was in there, but it wasn't time for them to take it out yet. And the nurses were in the NICU, and they said they heard like a coughing and like a little squeal, and they turned around and Jayden had that thing in his hand.
Oh my god.
I don't like
That
this.
sounds
Yeah.
so
Take.
scary.
Yeah. So we went in to feed him because I went in to feed him every day, 3 times a day. I was there. And we lived across town, and it wasn't like across town here in Lubbock. It was across town in El
Right.
Paso.
Right.
And but yeah, he pulled it out himself.
Oh my.
But
So
yeah.
after that, did they put it back in or
No. Mm-mm.
That
No,
was
they
it?
said he didn't need it.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm ready to do this on
He's
my own
always
now.
been one of those on his time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
everything's on his time.
All right. So if you don't mind, take us through, fast forward us a little bit, like schooling time. So whether it's pre-K, elementary, junior high, I know that's where he's at right now, or somewhere around there. So
So
tell us, what's the next thing, what's the next big hurdle for, a child who has Down syndrome
Well-
in schools?
with ECI, they graduate out of ECI at 3 years old, and from ECI they go into school. So Jayden has been going to school since he was 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so they have their own class, their own SPED class, and he goes into the general
SPED.
ed.
Special
education.
education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
They go into, well, now they don't, but in elementary they would go into general ed classes. He would go into a general ed class for math, science, I believe. PE they do with all the other kids, which I like because it gives him the opportunity to be around typical kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always, oh, these are our little kids right here. We're just going to keep them
That's our
over
little
here.
group, our little gang over
Yeah.
here, and that's
Yeah.
not like what the world is full of. And so was it kind of like that sense, like we just want him to
Yes.
have see what
Normalcy. Yes.
create his
Right.
normal thing.
Yes.
He's a part of that.
Yeah. And so, and we have been truly blessed with the teachers that he's had. Love them all. And he goes in elementary, he had the same teacher for 3 years, and then
Oh.
they switched over, and then he had that next teacher for 3 years. And then from there, he went on to middle school. So he's in middle school now. And then in high school,
Gabby says he's an
yes,
overachiever.
he is. He is.
She
I
also
wonder where
said
he
earlier.
gets it from.
She also said earlier, "Trust me, that boy is thick and healthy."
Yeah, he's
Yes.
a little stout. He's stout, little boy.
And he's strong. But so he'll be in middle school, of course. He's in the 7th grade right now.
Okay.
He'll do 8th grade, and then he will go into high school, which we're excited about, and he'll graduate just like all the other kids, and we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kids that they go on to college.
Mhm.
They live by themselves. They some get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they have Down syndrome doesn't mean that they're stuck.
Like life is debilitating for them. Like
Yeah.
life is done or ends or.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm reminded of. I remember watching or reading about both. Whatever. There was a man and his son. His son had Down syndrome, and he wanted to kind of produce that. Nothing was off limits. So he ended up. I think it was a coffee shop, maybe.
Oh,
Where
it's the one
he's-
here in Wolford that has the Dave shaved ice.
Nick.
It's
Nick's shaved ice.
it's in Wolford.
I remember I did this.
Well, there is a little boy that in Wolford that has Nick's shaved ice. He's got a shaved ice place.
His dad
So
opened
they
up the-
employ
Mhm.
Special.
people with special needs.
Yes. Well, there is also a young man in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Gabby, I don't know if you can find. I want to say the restaurant's name is Tim's.
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly the name of the restaurant, but
Find a gap. Put it in the comments for us.
the owner is I'm pretty sure it's Tim's, and it's in Albuquerque. But it's like a cafe style, and the owner has Down syndrome. His
No.
okay,
parents
okay.
he wanted to open a restaurant, and so his parents helped him, and he's there every day greeting his customers, and he's
Awesome.
there's you don't put a limit on them just
Right.
because they have Down syndrome.
I agree with you.
Right.
Mhm.
My mind is like, it's kind of even with our normal kids, right? Like our kids, I feel like my kids, let me rephrase that. My children sometimes they have a tendency to be like, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to try it
Mhm.
because I'm not good at it. And it's like, did you even try it? Have you,
Yeah.
you know? It's like, well, I'm going to make you try it.
Mhm.
And if you don't like it after you try it, I'm okay with that. But let's give it a
That's
chance
me.
at least. Let's give it a chance.
That's
Okay?
me. Ask
Calm
Gabby.
down.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Sandy. I'm sorry.
well, I was just curious if Jayden's gonna go and work. Is that something that you?
You
is
know,
that a goal for
we've
him?
thought about it. Right now, Mr. Man is a wild man. He likes to take off. So,
Oh.
but we've got a couple of years. We've got a few years still that
Yeah.
I think at 16 or 17.
Mhm.
I know that the Uniteds and Albertsons company,
Mhm.
they hire a lot of children with disabilities.
Right.
Not only Down syndrome, but with autistic or
Right.
anything.
Like wheelchair. Or,
Yeah, it's Tim's Place in Albuquerque. Gabby found
yeah,
it.
she got it. What was I going to say? That
So yeah, I'd love for him to get a little job, at least a couple hours a day. He would love it.
All right. So I want to ask you a serious question. While I do that, Sandy, do you think you can tee up the slideshow so we can show off some of the pictures that you sent earlier, Momager? So while she's doing that, I'm going to
Joe?
ask.
What's
While
that?
they're doing that,
Send me the link, Sandy. Send me the link.
I did. I emailed it to you and Jamie.
Oh, you
you
emailed it?
emailed it. That's
Oh,
why.
that's why. Yeah.
It's funny when the two technicians
No,
are
just
like, I don't know where
just
this
copy
is
it
at.
into the
Here, let me do it.
I'm like, no, I can't do that.
This is how it works on live TV or live broadcast, everyone.
Right?
So
yeah. Sandy and I are
wanna-
looking at each other like, what's he talking about?
I'm gonna ask you a serious question, Mama. Sure.
Okay.
So I gotta be honest. In my line of thinking, I have to say that I try to think. I overthink things sometimes, and Dr. Pineapples can definitely attest to that.
Sometimes.
It would be a challenge for me to send my child into, I think you said, general education along with the other children.
Mhm.
And while I would feel like I want to weigh out the loss, oh my gosh, the benefits and the pros and the cons
Mhm.
of keeping my kid with other children that were similar versus having them with kids that weren't. I could see myself struggling with that idea. At any time where you and Joe, think, is this a good idea? Should we not? Like, how can you tell us a little bit about how you, if you had that?
Myself, and Joe pretty much, he goes with what my way of thinking. But I've always wanted him
It's either
to
that or the
be-
highway. I just have to say it. I just have to say it. He's like, that's why
Did you
I'm on
read
the
my
highway.
mind? Did I say that out loud?
That's
That's why
Think
she's
that
the
out loud?
momager.
Did I think that out loud?
I'm
He's going to
sorry,
watch
I'm
this
sorry.
later when he gets home
Oh,
tomorrow,
yeah.
and he's going to go, really?
We'll edit that, Momager. We'll edit
Okay,
that.
thank you. Thanks, Sandy. No, but I've always wanted him to be, to have that social interaction with everybody.
Mhm.
Because for the reason that if, once he grows up, I want him to be able to manage to be in public by himself.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about people are being mean to him, because that happens everywhere. There's people that are
That's
just,
true. That's true.
And it
And-
doesn't
and-
matter if you have Down syndrome or not. There's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
mean
and that's
buttholes.
the only thing that has deterred me from wanting him in general ed is because there are kids that they don't know, and it's, I don't blame it so much on the kids, but they're not taught to be nice, and that there are people that are different. So it makes it hard, because there are some really rude people. I mean,
It's a cruel
adults.
world, Momager.
there's adults that are not very nice.
Mhm.
They're like,
Mhm.
don't get close to me, and I'm like,
Really?
it's not a disease. You can't catch it,
Right.
Just
What are you talking about?
no.
I'm with you, Momager. I have had to deal with that too. Like, it's kind of like what Joe was saying. It's like you can have people who are jerks, of all ages, right? They can be jerks of all ages, and so you can have special. You can be in the special ed classes or not, and you can still have jerks in either situation. I get that. So here's a two-parter I'm going to ask you real
Mhm.
quick is, did you have an experience that was especially tough with having to work with Jayden because of this, of having Down syndrome? And then opposite to that, if you could tell us a time like that, and then opposite be like, but you know what? There was this really special moment that you can recall where you thought, you know what I mean? You know. I don't have to put in words. I'm not good with words sometimes, but you're like, that's that sunshine moment where you cried it out and you're like, I'm so
Or
happy.
your faith in humanity was restored.
Good.
Honestly, with all of this that's going on right now, that was my struggle. My biggest struggle was this school year. I cried. I yelled. I fought because I didn't know what to do, because I didn't know if my kid was going to be safe going back to school. But I knew that my kid needed that social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I had sent you the video. In fact, I just showed it to Gabby earlier. It's a video of us on our way to school, the first day of school this year. And I said, Jayden, what did you say? And he says, I'm excited. And I said, why are you excited? And he said, because I'm going to school. I mean, he was so ready to go back to school. And my heart was like, I wanted to keep him home, but I knew that he needed to go back. He needed that social interaction. He needed to be around his friends. And when he went and I saw how happy he was, I saw how well they were taken care of, it made my heart feel better.
Yeah.
You know, and they love him just like they love all their kids. I mean, I'm not going to say he's the only one they love, because
Right.
You're like, but I really know it. Yeah.
But I know that they take care of him, and it really, you know, I was like, I could breathe, because I know that they're sanitizing everything. They're doing everything they can to keep these kids safe.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you know, and honestly, I haven't had any problems really that I can think of, as far as, you know, because of his disability.
Mhm.
Gabby now, on the other hand, she's gotten into it with teachers before.
Yeah.
Gabby's hands are rated E for everyone.
Yes.
Y'all
Yes.
trying to catch a case.
I'm not even kidding. She is the best advocate, and not only for children with Down syndrome, for any child with a disability. Gabby is all about it.
I'm going to share this picture real quick
Mm-hmm.
that someone sent to us just now. And it says, have you ever wondered how to treat a person with a disability? Watch their siblings. Better yet, watch our Gabs.
Yes, absolutely.
So
This
I can
little girl,
attest,
yeah.
after hanging out with you, Mama Joe, with Gabs after the shows sometimes, and with
Mhm.
y'all. Man, she really loves her brother. Like,
Oh yeah, and he's
he
so
really gets
loving.
along with her. Yeah.
and you know, it's so hard to. Okay, I'm gonna throw him under the bus.
Okay.
It's so hard to get upset with him. Gabby, should I tell it?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get upset with him, because he does some things and I'm like, oh my gosh, kids, seriously? So I picked him up from school today, and the teacher came out to the car and she says, because last week he was just not having school. He was not going to work for
I know. I saw
anybody.
your...
And
Mhm.
yeah. So today I picked him up and she's out there and I said, hey, how are we having a better day? And she said, yeah, all except for him kissing another little girl, a little girl in the hall. And I was like, wait, what? She goes, oh, I thought the other teacher was going to get a hold of you about that. And I was like, no, really?
I have it queued up, Jamie.
Oh,
And I'm going, Jayden, you can't be kissing people. Who do you kiss? And he says, Mommy and Ella and Daddy. And he said the little girl's name, and I can't say her name, but he said the little girl's name. I said, no, that's Mommy and Ella.
The list is this long.
That's it. But he's
You're like,
so
I can count them
loving.
all right here.
He's so loving. I mean, Joe can tell you, he
Mhm.
sees the girls and he's like, he wants to hug them, and he wants to be, he loves hair. He loves hair, and he likes to have the hair in his face, and he'll do this.
Oh.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, your hair's on my face," but and he'll just sit there and he'll caress your face. And I'm like, "You can't do that." And I tell him, "People have germs." He goes, "I'm fine." His favorite line, "I'm fine."
That's so funny.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
but-
what we have here is some pictures that you sent us earlier, Momager,
Mhm.
and I asked Sandy if she could put them into a slideshow for us. So that's what Joe's going to show. So everyone, you'll see some of the pictures of who Jayden is.
And there's one in there that I wanted to explain. So
Okay, we'll let Joe go through it.
Right
and
ahead.
then just-
This
Oh
is
my goodness!
he had tubes everywhere.
And how
He-
how much did he weigh?
He weighed 4.5 pounds.
Oh, he's little.
Yeah, he was. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I thought he was going to be huge because I was ginormous.
uh-huh.
I had a 4.5 pound baby. I was like, wait,
Anyway,
really?
this does not compute.
You're
You're
like,
like,
no,
"Keep
no,
looking,
no.
there's another one in there.
Y'all better keep looking.
Y'all better give me a tummy tuck or something. This was his first Special Olympics medal. He finally got to start doing Special Olympics last year in middle school. And so this was his first gold medal.
That's him last year?
Yes, that's last
Oh
year.
my
He's
gosh.
changed so much.
No
Yes.
kidding. I was like, wait a minute. That looks like the little boy, but when we saw earlier, he's like,
He's
Yeah.
a grown man.
He's got a mustache now.
right? Yeah.
And that's just him loving on his
Aw.
sister.
So cute.
It really is.
He loves doing photo shoots with her, taking pictures with her and stuff. Like when they do stuff like this.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, but this wasn't our friend that took this picture. This was a different person. But
Mm.
Oh, you gotta
we had to hire a different photographer because this one doesn't.
sometimes some photographers are a little outside of our price range. I get it.
Hmm.
I get it. I get it.
I know.
Well,
Well, we
show's
all-
over.
lenses are expensive.
They are. They are.
That's
And-
okay. I don't get. I have better things to get mad about. So
This was on our cruise in February. He absolutely loved it. Y'all, he made
Mhm.
friends. He made friends with everybody on that cruise.
He reminds me of me so much.
We still to this day we hear from people, families that met us on the cruise, and they
Uh-huh.
look us up on Facebook because of Jayden.
Really?
Oh yeah, and he's ready to go back on the big ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we have his gift cards and the money ready to book it. We're just waiting for the ships to start moving.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
And that was our family picture on
I
the,
love
on the
this.
cruise.
Look, he's got the head tilt and everything. The little, I call it the smolder. He's like,
Mhm. Yep.
yeah, there it is again.
Yeah.
Look
He's
at that.
so grown up. He's so
Precious.
grown up. So this one, children with Down syndrome or anyone with Down syndrome, if you notice the line in the middle of his hand,
Mhm.
it goes straight across.
Whoa, I was about to say, I've never seen
Yeah.
that before.
Yes, that's one of the traits of a person with Down syndrome.
All of
Their
them?
their line
Really?
goes straight across. Uh-huh. And you know how
Fascinating.
we have the different lines, and
Yeah.
theirs go straight across.
Huh.
Hmm
That is
Pretty
wild.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. And they're also they have
That's called the heart line, isn't it? Isn't it the heart line? One of them. Well, we'll call it the heart line. I know there's a lifeline and there's heart line.
I don't know.
My name is Joe. I know all the lines on my hand.
But that's one of the traits, and like he's got little hands, little stubby
Mhm.
fingers,
Uh-huh.
and that's another trait. What else? Oh, his tongue. His tongue is so long.
Yeah.
And so
I
wide.
noticed that.
I
Yeah.
did too. I was like, whoa. I
Let's
was like,
just say that his sister is such a bad influence. She says, "Jayden, go ahead," and he will reach all the way up to his nose.
No.
abs, you're so bad.
Yes, yes. So, but
Aw.
yeah, those are just a couple of the
That's it.
things. Yeah. So that's my
That is
boy.
awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
that is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing Jayden with us. He is so adorable.
Thanks.
It's
He seems
hard-
to think so.
He reminds me of Mini Joe sometimes because Mini Joe loves to make an appearance on the show like every time. And
yeah, he does.
I know that whenever I see Jayden, he always wants to say hi to everyone on the Strange Connection show. And so
He does. He does.
know.
And on the weekends, it's it's easier for him to do it. But during the week, it's we try to put him to bed at about 8:15 so that he can maybe go to sleep by 9.
Yeah.
Because it takes him
Maybe
forever
good.
to go to
Like
sleep.
he goes to bed, but he
Yeah.
may not go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And Momager, how does he do with change? So you said like he had a teacher for 3 years, and so then then he's got. How does he deal with that?
He doesn't.
No,
He doesn't like it. Yeah, you can't. And it's funny that you say that because even with his toys, everything has its place, and he's real good about. He's better than his sister.
Where is she? We'll
At
edit
picking
it
up
out.
at night when he goes to bed, he puts everything up, and it has to go where he wants it. Where he
Oh my
has it.
gosh, that's awesome.
Sometimes I'll grab all his toys and I'll throw them in a basket, and he's like, "Mommy, no, it doesn't go there. It goes here." So and so this year, his teacher was she was voluntold to do the virtual learning. She so she had to do the online part of school. So she's not in the classroom with him. He was devastated.
Oh.
So, but he's got a new teacher, and the teacher that's in there now, she's a new teacher. She's really sweet. She's young. Of course, he likes the young girls. So, but he's still having a hard time. He really, I'm not even kidding, right, Joe?
Oh yeah, he likes the pretty girls.
He likes
Yeah. And so, but he just, I feel like last week I even told Miss Thompson, which was the teacher that was supposed to be in there, I said, I feel like he thinks she's the sub and he's just waiting for you to come back because he's just not working for them. So, and I know he's just being ornery because it's
a different
not
teacher.
his. Yeah.
Carrie Patton Jackson says, "I know that virtual teacher, a heart bigger than Texas."
That's so good to hear.
Thompson? Yeah. Yes.
She also said, "That is amazing about the line in the hands. We need a fun run shirt with a team name describing the line."
Mm-hmm.
A fun run shirt. Okay.
Like a 5K type thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
I'm wearing my Team Jayden shirt, and I forgot to tell y'all this. So we had shirts made for the Buddy Walk last year,
Okay.
and on the back it says, I won't turn around because I'm going to disconnect everything.
Yeah.
It says he's a little extra from head to toe because of his chromosome, his extra chromosome.
Right.
And his shirt
Lovely.
says, "I'm a little extra from head to toe."
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Mama Dur, we're getting close to that end time, and I want to definitely respect time, and we like to keep it to where we go. But I do want to give you a chance to kind of give a shout out on anything that you want. So I'm going to give you some screen time here. Use it however way you feel, whatever message you want to deliver to the audience. It's completely your time. We just have to keep it PG-13, okay?
Yeah, come on, Mom. Come on, Mama Joe.
Together, Mama Joe.
Y'all know me too well. Okay, so to any moms out there or dads, there is a local group here in Lubbock, and it's the Better Understanding of Down Syndrome, and they have the website is budslubbock.org. Also, if you go on Facebook, you'll find Better Understanding of Down Syndrome, and they're the ones in charge of the Buddy Walk. They have so much going on, and they try to get the community involved and stuff. And also for the moms of children with Down syndrome, we have a group. I say we because I'm a member of it. On Facebook, look up the Lucky Few Lubbock. And this is moms. We try to get together before COVID. We try to get together once a month for brunch. And if you look on Facebook, like I said, it's the Lucky Few Lubbock. Any new moms that are expecting a child with Down syndrome, or if you have a child with Down syndrome, it doesn't matter what age, we'd love to meet you guys. I know that there's a few of the girls that will go to the hospitals and talk to you. If you don't know what's going on, give them a shout. Just send them a message, and one of the girls will get back to you, and they're awesome. So yeah, that's it. So
thank you for that.
Thanks.
A lot of resources, like you said, there's not a whole lot of people that know a lot of resources. So thank you for
Yes.
sharing those.
Yeah.
And if you're up here in Bloomington, which is where I'm at here in Illinois, I would recommend that you look those up anyway. And everyone's supposed to have 6 degrees of separation from someone, so I imagine someone in that group will help you find someone here in Illinois or nearby.
thanks, Anita.
You're so awesome, Dolores. You have a beautiful son and daughter.
Thank you. Real quick before I forgot to tell y'all this.
Sure.
We usually have the buddy walk in October. Since COVID, they're having virtual buddy walk, and if you go to either their Facebook page or their website, I'm going to say internet page like Gab. I told Gab it's a big joke for me and Gabby. The internet page. And there's information on there. For the y'all can join in on the virtual buddy walk, and they're doing it all month long.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and it's a
Facebook
virtual.
or you said the internets?
Both.
It's
But
that
it's-
internet stuff.
Better
Mr.
understanding of
Pineapples.
Down syndrome on Facebook. And if you want to go to their webpage, it's budslubbock.org.
And this is to find out for the buddy walk.
Yes.
And we can do like Team Jayden, or how do you? Or
You can do whatever. They're doing actual. You can go walk on your own. We could build a group and all go walk together, or you can walk on your own. Just and send pictures and stuff, and it's fun to make T-shirts. And I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
Excuse me.
you just said pineapple, and it will make sense.
So anyway, yes, I had completely forgot about the buddy walk. So
Cool.
So
That's just
before we
another
let you
fun
go, I want to give you this last comment right here, Momager. Carrie Patton Jackson saying, Momager, you were sprinkled with such a nurturing love when you were made. Your babies are so well loved.
thank you, Carrie. That's so
And
sweet.
I don't know that we can say anything better than that.
Right.
to be honest
Right.
with you.
Thanks, guys. Y'all
Cue
gonna
the
make me.
music.
There's dust in the air.
So dust in the air.
Something in Gabby's room.
She's like, I gotta go.
Onions, I don't know, but yeah. So, Momager, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Love
Thanks for
you,
having
love you, love
me.
you. And
I love you guys too.
we're gonna
Thank you
let
so
you go
much.
hang out in the green room, okay? We'll be back after the show's over, so just hang out for a little bit, okay?
Alrighty, we'll do.
All right,
Right.
thanks.
so much. Good
Thanks.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah. Jaden is so much fun to be around, y'all. He's so
Aw.
much fun.
You know
can't
what? I
wait
just
to meet
remembered
him.
I had a video of him, and I should have asked Momager if I could have played it. I forgot. It was of him dancing. I think it was at your studio shoot.
Yeah, it was my studio. Yeah, whenever he was doing the
Okay.
dance. Yeah.
Yes, I should have asked that. Anyway, but yeah, guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. I really like hearing people's stories, and so that was something that I really was grateful to hear. Aww.
Mama
family
Jer
love
rock.
is
I
heavy.
love you to the moon and back, Mama.
Sandy, did you get a back scratcher?
She's had it.
I've had it, remember?
No.
Oh my
South
goodness.
Dakota back scratcher.
Short-term memory and everything.
I
Wow.
thought there was a microphone that you had a while back.
Oh yeah, I have that too. I have accessories.
Anyway, so Joe, why don't you tell everyone who's coming on tomorrow night?
Yo, 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 yo. So check it out. This is who we got on tomorrow. No. You know how awkward that felt just saying it like that? That was crazy. So tomorrow we got my friend, his name's Topher Cavarubio, and he is an expert pumpkin carver. And so he's got a whole bunch of pumpkins that he's going to show off and all that fun stuff. And we're gonna pick his brain. He's been featured on the news and all kinds of stuff. He's kind of famous around here for something like that. So.
I can't wait to see Topher's pumpkin.
Right? Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So be sure to join us tomorrow and get a dose of Halloween.
And then remember, Sandy will be on Saturday on her show, and she has some surprise or secret.
OMG! I want to tell y'all so bad. Y'all know
I know what it is already. I'm pretty sure. I'm
I didn't know we were doing that.
98% sure what it is.
Y'all don't even know.
Listen, Joe, was that your?
Yes, it was. Except I don't have the sound effects.
I don't think you have the gump either. You know, like he does. Like he'll just be like, yo, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's so weird to do. But
work on your gump, Joe.
I work on the gump.
The Forrest Gump.
Anyways.
So anyway, yeah. Tonight we're done. No, we got another episode tomorrow, and then after that we're done. It's just getting some used to doing 3 episodes.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, so it's funny because I had someone book something. I was like, oh crap, they booked during the show. Oh no, they didn't.
How dare they?
I was like, oh, I don't have. Okay, I could do that.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, we love you tremendously. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for staying and encouraging Momager.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, everyone, we're wanting to put some feel-good stuff out there. So if you have someone who you think should be on the show who has some really good story, it doesn't need to fill up the full episode. Maybe it's a full episode and a half. I don't know. But just send them our way. We want to talk to them. We want to get their story out there, okay?
Get your Hallmark story up, man.
Feel good, and I need cold cases. Help us out. Help us out, please.
Help us out. And so I think y'all end it real quick because I'm trying to find the right video to play when we exit out of here instead of someone else's video, which is what I totally think.
So tomorrow it's going to be really hot, people, down here in Lubbock as the hot air pushes through. It's going to be like in the high 90s is what it's looking like.
But
and then on Thursday,
buttercups.
It's going to drop down to the 60s.
All right, everyone. Thank you again. And as usual,
remember to wash your hands.
For at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys.
Toodles.
It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?